Hey everybody, it is your girl SIMPLEFX, and I am back with one of the many backtesting videos that you guys keep on asking me to drop. So I did a poll on my Instagram not too long ago asking what videos you guys wanted to see, more backtesting, day in the life, live trades, and the majority of the answers were more backtesting videos and day in the life videos. And live trading, not too much, but definitely a popular one based on the views. So what I'm going to be doing is dropping a slew of videos backtesting the different pairs. Today's pair that we're going to be looking at is the EU pair, which seems to be a very popular pair among many traders. We're going to be looking at UJ, CAD JPY, I believe, AUD JPY, a bunch of pairs that you guys look at and you guys trade. So before I get into that or this breakdown or this backtesting video, I just want to say that I've gotten some comments on some videos where some people are like, hey, you know, this is wrong, this is the way you're supposed to trade. You know, a lot of different inputs and insights on what I teach and the way that I trade. So my response to that is basically everybody trades differently. There's no right or wrong way to trade. If you have a style or a strategy or something that works for you where you're winning and you're consistent, then that's the way to trade. There's nothing that says because I trade this style or you trade that style that I'm right and you're wrong. So it all depends on the individual, on the trader, on, you know, your comprehension of, you know, what you're looking at and the style of trader that you are. So that's pretty much what I have to say to that. So those of you that feel like, hey, you don't like it or, you know, you don't agree with it, that's completely fine. It's obviously not for you, and I would implore you to keep on searching the internet for a style that you do like, that does fit you, and that you can find some level of consistency with. All right. And another thing is I also have gotten some reviews and responses from some of my subscribers that I don't give enough information in these videos. And what you should understand is that this is YouTube. This is free. Putting out this information out of the kindness of my heart and all the other YouTubers that put out, you know, content around trading. We just do it as a little tidbit to help you guys out. For those of you that just need a little bit of help with something, or you're looking to, you know, get your feet wet with trading and stuff like that. This is not a full course. This is not meant for you to completely learn every single thing that we do and take that and become consistent with it. It's just tips. It's just quick stuff for you to help you out just a little bit. But at the end of the day, you got to invest in yourself. You're not going to get it for free. You're not going to find anything on YouTube that's going to give you every single thing that you need to be successful. Okay, you can look as much as you want, study as much as you want. But at the end of the day, you got to be able to invest in yourself and be able to invest in people's courses and chat groups and things like that that are going to help you, you know, really get the information that you're looking for. So don't think that these videos that I put out are everything. I obviously have a course that does have everything. So if you're looking for everything, you need to invest in that. Otherwise, this is just tips, quick stuff. And to be honest, I'm not giving you everything. It doesn't work that way. I worked hard to get to this point. And if you're serious about it and you want to get to a profitable point as well, you won't have an issue investing in your own education. All right. So other than that, guys, I appreciate the support that I get from you guys, the likes. I'm going to try my best to put out as much content as I can. A lot of my content has gone down significantly for these last few months while I was recovering from surgery. But now that I'm almost over that hump, I'm going to be able to, you know, really focus and put some more stuff out to keep you guys entertained and educated. All right. So let's get into it. Let's get into this breakdown here. I have my broker at the bottom here. The $10,000 account giveaway is still very active. So if you're interested in that, use the link in the description box and you will be redirected to open up a live account to go ahead and get your account to be able to win that challenge. Those of you that are asking about information regarding my broker, obviously it's HANKOTRADE. It's a live account challenge, guys, not a demo, a live account. They have MT4 and they have MT5 as well as live chat. So any questions, comments, or concerns that you have, you can always use them to help you out with that. All right, I recommend the ECN account. It does have a minimum deposit, but obviously you can deposit, you could trade any size account that you like. All we're looking for is consistency. That's it. Trade it as much as you can. Withdraw whenever you like. It's not a necessarily quote unquote account build challenge. It's just to see how consistent you are, and we'll be more than happy to reward you with money, with free money, if you're doing what you need to be doing. Okay, they offer forex pairs, commodities, indices, and obviously crypto. Okay, so good luck to all of you that have already entered. Keeping my eye on everybody that's doing well. If you're not doing so good and you have a bit of a backslide, it's okay. You can redeem yourself, and the winner will be announced when I come back on YouTube live within the next month. All right, guys. So good luck to all of you with that. Now, let's look at EU. This is a very popular pair. I actually used to trade this pair a lot. I haven't traded it in so long, but I haven't forgotten how clean this pair actually is. All right, so looking at it from this point of view here, it looks so nice, so clean, so sexy, right? It's got high, low, high, low, high, low. So the structure moves very nicely. I'm not seeing a lot in the way of ranging, a lot of consolidation, fake outs, wicking out. You have pairs that just are all over the place. Sometimes they're trending, sometimes they're ranging for 2-3 weeks. When they do decide to move, they leave long wicks, and it's just a pain in the butt. So what I'm seeing here, not so bad, not so bad. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this super tiny here, just like that, so you can't see anything. And I'm just going to pick a spot to backtest. This is from 2021. We're in 2023, so I have to move this to now. Let's do February 2023. Okay. And let's get into it. So I'm going to stick to more of the higher time frames, and we're going to look at finding some setups and how you can look at this pair, how to trade it, what to look for, and how this video can help you better understand how to trade EU. All right, so looking at the daily here. So I like to start looking at the daily time frame when I'm trading and doing my breakdowns, because they give like the best basically outlook of the market and what it wants to do. So here we see that the market was holding an area of resistance, and we broke above with a nice engulfing candle, and now it's holding a level of support right around this area here. Okay, so the first thing you want to do when you're trading, guys, is you want to find areas that were once support turn resistance, once resistance turn support, and find where you feel the market is going to react from, and then execute from that point. So obviously, we can see the market is trending very nice, bullish here, right? It's bullish trend. So obviously, I want to look for the buy. So I'm looking for buys. I want to look for my lows to be formed and look to buy low, so I can take the market on up for a continuation. So if I come here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark off my previous areas of resistance, because those are going to be my obviously my take profit areas. All right, or my potential take profit areas. Okay, so this area here would have been one, but it's already been tapped into here. But I'm going to leave that marked off because price could react from that area and come down, because that was the last time price was at this high before it began trending bearish. So we got to keep that in mind as well. Okay, so based on the daily time frame here, I can see that there's a lot of choppiness going on here, right? Not a lot of strong movement. Whenever you see the wicks are longer than the bodies, that's a little bit of a cause for concern, because that means there's a lot of up and down movement, a lot of buyer and seller indecision. So it's kind of difficult to find, the right setup in there. So what I like to do is I like to find my areas of support. Obviously, the high that was broken here, you want to see price break this high to create a higher high. So if I mark off my structure here, that's basically what I want to see. All right, so the last, this candle here rejected off of this low right here. So I'm just going to mark that low off just like that. Okay, because this could be an area of support where it was once holding an area of resistance. All right, I'm going to pull this all the way across. Okay, something like that. So typically what I'd like to see is for price to stay above this area to continue bullish. I would not be looking for sells unless the market was to break structure to the downside, breaking support, breaking my trend line, and then continuing down. Okay, once I have my levels marked off, the next thing you want to look at is you want to look at how the candles form and what the candles are telling you. Every candle tells a story. All right, obviously the green candles are bullish, red candles are bearish. This candle tried to push down. It was probably bearish at one point, and then it rejected and closed bullish above this area. Okay, we came down, retested this low, and pushed up. So if I see that happening here, I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, we are bullish. Price has come down and created a low here, and a low at the bottom of the wick. So to be on the safe side, I'd potentially want to see price break its own high to give me confirmation to look for the buy confirmations at that point. So that's what I'm looking for. Okay, you want to take a trade in an area where your bias is still very much valid. Now, even if price was to come down inside this area here, it's still valid for the buys because this area here is still your area of support. Okay, so if you see that down there, price can easily come down, play around down here, wick out, do this, and then do that. Okay, it can always do that. So, but when we're looking at it from the higher time frames, obviously we want to say, okay, this is a daily candle. We rejected bearish. We came back up and closed bullish. This was the last high that was formed here after this retest. And we know the overall trend is bullish. Great. So we'll go down to the 4-hour time frame and see what the 4-hour is saying. And make sure you guys have a good understanding of time frame correlation and how to analyze each time frame to make it make sense with your full analysis. Okay. So we see that price has come down here, rejected, and pushed up. What I like to do is I like to mark that area off simply because I want to know, like, why did price come here and stop? You know, why didn't it continue down? That's what I want to see. So I see that price pushed down and then we rejected and pushed back up. And I know I'm looking for buys above this area for price to continue bullish. I know I have multiple rejections here at these high, kind of like a triple top here. And price does have to come back to retest this drop here. So price could come up here, reject, and continue down, or it can push up, but I'm going to stick with my higher time frames and anticipate that price should continue bullish if this support continues to hold, which it has. It broke this low right here. We broke down, we retested, and we pushed up. All I needed to do is to stay above this area, and I can look for the buy continuations. So we're going to stay mostly on the higher time frames here, and what I'm looking for is for price to break this high and continue up. Now, obviously, my first TP area has to be here because this was the last area that price created a high before it rejected and came back down. Now, if price does break above, obviously, okay, great. High time frame bias is playing out. It's going to continue pushing bullish. But if it doesn't do that and it comes back down, if price comes back down in here, I don't really want to hold my buys because I don't know if the market can continue all the way down to this support area here. Okay, so typically what I want to do is only hold my position if the trade stays above this area. If it tries to creep back up in here where I had a bunch of rejection and I'm not sure what it wants to do, game over. Okay, so let's move this one candle along here and see what we got. And do we have a closure? Yes. So we finally have a candle closure above this area. Kind of a later entry. Entry should have been more down here, but whatever. No big deal. We're back testing. All right. So what I want to see is for price to stay above this area. Even if it comes down to retest, that's fine. I just don't want any candles to close below this area here. All right. So excellent. Perfect. Went all the way up and right to a TP. And look at that. Look at where I said our first TP should be, at that rejection area, because that's the last resistance that was formed. Okay, so perfect trade there. That was a 30 pip move, right under 30 pips there. So excellent setup. Okay, now we have a rejection here. No big deal. Even though we have a rejection there, I want to see price break above. Now, if price does break above here, even better. Even better, because at that point, we've closed above, and most likely we're probably going to continue bullish. All right, but even if we don't, that's totally fine. But what were the confirmations for me to take this trade? Well, price had rejected, closed above. Okay, overall trend was bullish. Price came down, closed above. Next candles pushed up. We came down, no big deal. But I wanted to see these highs get broken because this is resistance and this was an area of support. So once that area gets broken and we have a, not just a break, but a candle closure above that area, even better for us to have confirmation to take the continuations. Okay, so those were the reasons behind taking that trade. And that's pretty much it in terms of confirmations. When you guys are trading, the very same confirmations should be what you're looking for on every setup. Every setup could be slightly different, but for the most part, your entry confirmations should be about the same. You can't be taking a trade and looking for different stuff every time because you're all over the place and you're not going to find consistency with that. The only way to find consistency is to look for the same stuff over and over and over again. And that's how I trade, and that's how I've been able to become profitable with my setups, simply because I'm looking for the same stuff. I don't deviate. And if at any point I get a setup and I'm not comfortable with what I'm seeing, I just won't take the trade. I just won't take it. I'd rather miss it than be in a trade and be nervous that I'm not confident about being in the trade in the first place. All right, so I hope that's understandable to you guys. All right, so perfect. First trade was a success. All right, so prices pushed up and we rejected. Until we get a closure above this area, we cannot anticipate that price is going to continue. We have to have some sort of closure above to tell us, okay, that candle has done what some of these could not do. Even though these candles broke above, the volume wasn't there to push it to continue. It wanted to come back down to play around in here a little bit before it continued pumping bullish. Okay, so let's move this along. We got a retest, and again, another rejection. Another rejection, and remember, this is a 4-hour time frame. These are all 4-hour candles. So strong confirmations here, okay? Until we get a break, that's only when I'm looking to take a trade. So let's come here. Let's take a long position there, and my stops are going to be in here. They're going to be in here simply because down here, the buys aren't valid in here. They're not valid in here because the market keeps on rejecting. There's no point in holding if the market comes down and starts playing around breaking supports, because at that point you have a sell going on. So you want to wait for a closure above this area to take the market all the way on up. All right, and then for now, this one was already tapped into. That's okay. We're backtesting, so it's no big deal. So now I like to plan for both points of view. I like to plan for the market to go up for confirmations and for the market to come down in certain confirmations as well. So I have a resistance here, resistance forming. I have a support here and a support down here, resistance here, support to the downside there. So if I have a resistance that's been holding right here for some time and the market can't break, if the market can't go up, what's the only other way it could go? Down. Even if it goes sideways, it's still going to go sideways in a certain direction. Okay, so I like to plan for the market to go down as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark off this area right here, right below my low here and right below this area. And if I see the market break that area, then I could potentially take a sell on down to my next area of support, which would be like this area down here. Okay, so you want to plan for both points of view, and you want to know exactly where you're going to get in once you get candle closures in a certain area. All right, very good. So let's see how this is going to play out. So if this gets hit here, we're activated and we're going to take the trade on up. And if it doesn't activate, it comes down, we're going to look to take the trade on down. Okay, very good. Now the question is, did it go up first or down? I'm assuming it went down first, but either way, it activated and bye-bye. Bye-bye. The market is gone for another 75 pips to the upside. Did we have another TP area? Yeah, we had one up here. So let me adjust my arrows here because I wanted to see price push up there. So this is the next TP area, the next major TP area. All right, so no sells. No sells. I wanted to see price stay above this area for the buys, and boom, it did that. So my sells bias is gone. Here's my buy. All right, now the market is pumping bullish. Do you want to take buys at a high, or do you want to take them at a low? Yes, we want to take them at a low. I'm going to take this off just for a second so I can show you guys something. Take off these arrows here. And this is why I like this pair. Nice and clean. Structures is there. It's not a pain in the butt to trade. Okay, so I know I have an area of support right here, which is the area I wanted to see respected for the sells to come into play. Now this area is holding. What I'd like to see is for the market to pull back to retest this area, and then once it gives me my retest, then I can look for the continuation. Okay, now unless this thing continues flying here, I mean, it is what it is. But the safer trade is to wait for the market to come down and give you a low. Okay, if you take trades where you're entering at constant highs all the time, you know, you run the risk of having really big stop losses and maybe not getting as much profit as you'd like because you're already entering when the move has already taken off and it's already moved, you know, a bunch. Okay, so what I want to see here is some sort of a pullback here, and when the pullback happens, give me a rejection wick or a bullish candle, and then I'll look to take the buys to the upside. Only way I'm looking for sells is the same area. Nothing has changed. If price breaks below this area, at that point, I'd be looking to flip my buys to take some short-term sells just in case, but for the most part, I prefer the buys. Okay, still pumping up here. Very good. No trade until we get a pullback. Okay, now what I see here, what I love to see is when the market creates mini structure. Okay, so the market's pushing up here, pushing up, and as you can see, look at the candles. Every candle tells a story, like I said, right? Market pushes up, next candle pushes. Every time, every next candle forms, it forms weaker than the one before it. This one was nice and strong. This one weaker than this one. This one's super weak, and the next candle went bearish. Went bearish. If we break this area right here, guess what? This is going to come down. This is going to come down. I'm going to take this off, and you can anticipate price to come down to maybe catch the retracement. Maybe catch the retracement. Okay. Until then, above this area here, we're good for buy continuations. Beautiful. Perfect. Came down. Let's see if we come down and hit TP down there. Beautiful. Excellent. Two trade ideas. One for the buys up, one for the sells to the downside. Excellent trade. Price came down. This was our entry area. I wanted to see price close below that area. Again, this is a 4 hour, so obviously we would have seen it close maybe on the 1 hour or the 30 minute. But you get that closure. Your stops are above the candle highs. TPs down to this area. Now we have our pullback. Remember I said if we're looking for the overall buys, I want to see price come down and come give me a low because we want to buy low, sell high. So now we're at a low, and look at that. We got a beautiful rejection at the same area that we broke before. Now, if I'm looking to take the buy continuations at this point, what I want to do is I want to wait for a break. I want to wait for a break. Now, again, this is the 4 hour, so the break might come a little before, but just to stay on the safe side, we'll keep the break above this area here. All right, I forgot to put the trade ID on the last trade. Let me see if I could do it now for long positions. Right here. And we want price to make a higher high, but we got to take the first TP. Okay, you can't just take a trade and say, oh, no, it's got to come way up here and I'm going to hold to the entire move. You're not going to be a consistent trader by trying to catch the entire move every time. You got to take what the market gives you, and you got to see where the market is reacting from. Right now, it's reacting from this area. It gave me 1, 2, 3 rejections at this area. I cannot anticipate that it's going to break it. I'm not sure yet until it gives me more confirmation. So for now, that's going to be our TP for the buys for price to continue bullish. Okay, now if the market does not push to continue bullish here, it could probably come down. Okay, you got to plan for the market to go both directions. All right. Okay, these lines were the lows there. Yeah, this low and that low there. Okay, so if the market does break below here, I want to see it break below support, below those support areas, short positions, boom, stops above the highs right there, and then we could take it on down to maybe there. Okay, so that's the trade idea for the sell in case the price comes down, and trade idea for the buys. So let's see. And we're always waiting on candle closures. So let's see what we got. Okay, we could close. All right, we broke support here. Is this candle closed? Yep, it is closed. So let's see. Could we continue down? Let's see. We're tiptoeing there, close, and we did not get a candle closure here. We pushed right on back up. Push back up right here. Now, structure is beautiful here. Structure is beautiful. I would pull this down some to right around here. Now, this is still the safer entry, but because this came down so low and we have this strong bullish closure here, I'm going to put this a little bit lower to see if we can get a better entry here and right there. Okay, this trade never activated because we did not get a closure below that area there. Okay, candle closures will save your life. Okay, will save your trading account, or will keep you from losing a lot of money just being patient waiting on candles to close. Oh, yep, did not break to go above, and we closed below. Closed below, and look at exactly where it hit. It hit right at our take profit area right down there. Now, this 4-hour candle here, just out of curiosity, I just want to see what it looks like on the lower time frame right there. Let me go down to the 1 hour. Okay, we tiptoed entry, we pushed up, and then I wonder if this was some sort of news or something. I don't know. This was the 3rd of February on a Friday, 8 o'clock. It's not NFP because it dropped at 8 o'clock. NFP is at 8:30. So it wasn't that. Let's look at the 30 minutes. Same thing. 15-minute. Whoa, same thing. All it did was just melt. It just melted. It looks like that might have been a 5-minute candle or something like that. But either way, the confirmation for the trade still played out successfully. We wanted the market to close below this area, and it did, but closed all the way down right into our TP zone. Okay, so perfect. So haven't lost the trade yet. Very good. Let's see. So the market pushed up. We had a high here. I'm going to delete this just for now. We have a high that was formed here right around this area. Price broke. So now after every big drop, you know, you got to anticipate some sort of a pullback inside this zone here. So let's see if we can get a trade off the pullback or if this is going to continue melting. All right, beautiful pullback. Very nice pullback here. Let me see. This is 9 o'clock. The week is about to end, so that's the end of that candle coming through here. So don't know. Sorry if you hear noise, guys. The lawn guys are cutting outside my front door. Sorry about that. So anyway, pullback is in order. Now, the thing about pullbacks is you don't always know where they're going to go. Sometimes, you know, you have an area where you want to see it pull back to. It may not always pull back to that area. So you got to be flexible and have an idea of where you want to enter and exit if you see what it is you want to see. All right, so this one pulled back here. Here's the thing about taking a buy in here, because taking a buy in here is a little bit risky because we're inside of a sell zone area here where the market above here, I feel comfortable with buys. Below here, I don't. Even though it would be a great entry to take it on up, I'm not confident about taking buys down here. So I'm going to let this play out and see if we come back above this area to look for the continuation. But if not, I feel like this area is more for selling and this area here is more for the buys. And we have a drop and another rejection. Very good. Okay, we have another break to the downside here and a candle closure below this area. This candle tried to close, couldn't. This one came down and it closed below. So this would be a good entry for shorts. Your stops could be above those highs and you can take it down. The only problem is, here's my stop loss above these highs here. Take profit 1. I have this rejection area here and then this down here, this support down here. So this is a bit of a risky trade, honestly, because this take profit is too close. It wouldn't be worth it, risk to reward. But let's see. Let's see if the market actually comes down to this area here. Are we going to hit? Yes, perfect. Yeah, we did hit. So it was still a good it was a good winning trade, even though it was risky because of the take profit. So you would have had to have a take profit in a place that makes more sense than having it there. So it hit for 51 pips over here with a stop loss above the highs there. So good trade, and we're back down to this support area here. Now, why did you take this trade, Charlene? What were the confirmations? Same thing. Market came down, pulled back. Did not pull back as far as I would have liked to see it pull back, but it pulled back, and we have support here that was formed. We have one candle that rejected. We don't know if the market's going to go up. We don't know if it's going to go down, but we have this candle that closed below all these wick rejections right here. This is where the candle closed. You take your entry and ride that wave on down. And that was that. Okay. So that's what, 4 trades. So let me see. Let's do one more. Let's do one more setup to see, and then that's going to be it, because I don't want these videos to be too long, and I want you guys to be able to review, to watch, and to be able to follow along with me, so that you guys can learn something from these videos. Usually I find that when they're too long, it's too drawn out, it's too much to follow, and you guys can probably, lose interest, get bored, whatever it is, and I just don't want that to happen. Okay, so let's do one more setup, and that will be that for this back testing of EU. So let's go back to the 4-hour time frame. A lot of markups there. Let me clean this up a little bit because it's a little messy. All right, let's clean it up a little. Now let's see what we got going on here. So perfectly here, I see same zone marked off there. I'm going to pull this down just a little bit there. Okay, and then we have an area right down in this area here. So price has been holding. This is a nice clean area here for price to move itself right on up. Okay, so I'm not mad at that at all. Okay, price rejects this area here and we go back bullish. Preferably like to see us break these highs right here and look to take price on up. Okay, this could be take profit 1 right around here and take profit 2 right there. Okay, but again, if price does not go bullish and we go bearish, preferably I'd like to see price clear all this traffic over here, clear all this mess over here, and then look to take sells on down. This area here, my computer's lagging a little bit, sorry guys. This area right here is a lot of indecision here. I'm not too comfortable looking for a setup in here because of all this noise over here. All right, so let's move this along and see what we get here. Let's pull this for long positions. And let's do this for shorts. Okay. Easy peasy. Moving right along. All right. Did we close? Oh, we wicked out. We wicked, did not quite close. Let's see if we can get a closure. Beautiful, beautiful. Ooh, did not get a closure again. Wicked out and then pushed right back up. So in that case, I'm going to move this down just a little more here because I don't want it to close right there. I wanted to close a little bit further down to give me a little bit more confirmations. All right, once we get a closure down here, down goes Fraser. And if not, and it pushes back up, I'm looking for a closure above that area, and then we can take it to the middle. Good thing I moved this down because it keeps on wicking us out, wicking us out, wicking us out. And again, guys, you see all this indecision here? That's why I did not want to take a trade inside here, because of all this indecision. I am not surprised at all that all this nonsense is happening here, because in the past it did it prior. Okay, so I'm not confused about that at all. And did we get a closure? Yes, finally got a closure. All right, guys, we are committed. We are committed into this trade now. There's our entry. Boom. And I'm looking for the market to continue bearish. Stops above my zone. And let's go. Ooh, stop loss hit. We did not continue down. Price came up and wicked us out at the stop. So, that's a loss. Did not continue down. Same confirmations, looking for price to break my area, continue down. All we did was consolidate a little and start to push up. So this is our entry for the buys if price continues up, and one for the sells. So I know we said we were going to take one more setup. I don't want to finish this with a loss. So let's see. We only got one loss for 3 or 4 wins. So let's see if I can get us a win before we wrap this up. Okay. I want to see this close above for the buys. And same thing for the sells. Same thing for the sells. I want to see us close, let's say below here. Below all this noise down here. And look for the sell positions down there. Beautiful. Let's see. Did we just wake up, fake out to continue down, or are we going to go back bullish? Because we're back playing around inside this zone again. So, and close. Just barely got a closure there. Would have liked it to be a little bit more deeper, but it's a close nonetheless. Pushing up, pushing up, pushing down, pushing down. Let's move this all over. Can we hit RTP? Let's see. We are coming down and we hit. Beautiful. So gave our trade a second chance. Same bias, guys. We entered the sells here, but wasn't ready to push back up again. No big deal. Push back, play around, wait for it to break the low, and then continue down. Not the cleanest move down. It was a little bit choppy, came down, pushed up, played around, but eventually it pushed down and hit TP. Okay, so give your trades a second chance, guys. Don't think that, oh, I got in the trade here, it pushed up, I lost, this thing sucks, Forex is a scam. Don't think that. Give your trade another chance, because sometimes your idea is not wrong, your trade is not wrong, the timing is just wrong. Because we were right on the sells, but we just got in too early here. That's all that was. So sometimes, guys, give yourselves another chance to take the trade. Obviously, once again, this is the 4-hour time frame, so it took quite a while for the sells to come back into play. But if you're trading, you know, the first time we took the sells was where here, and this was Friday the 10th. The next time the candle broke here was Thursday the 16th. So it took a whole nother 4 days for the market to come back to this area and continue down after it played around in this no trade zone that I have here. So sometimes it takes time. Just be patient. Patience is your friend when you're trading. You cannot go wrong being patient. All right, guys. So I hope you guys learned something from this video. Please rewatch it. Drop a comment down below. Ask questions. I always welcome them. And if you're interested, my course information is also in the description box. And that's pretty much it. All information is there for you. And if you want to contact me directly, I am always active on Instagram at CharleneFX. All right, y'all be good. I hope you guys like this. Like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.